Hi, the last update of the Gotharman LD3 introduced the possibility to draw all the modulation you want. So for that, you go in sequence. You can choose one of the 32 sequence controller tracks. You go use this button for switch between this view, this one, and now the drawing view. So you can just use your finger for draw any kind of modulation you want. Things you need to keep in mind is here you just draw the 128 steps, and as you can see here, for now the sequence just play the 16 first steps, so it will just play this part of the modulation you just draw. So don't forget to put the last step to the last one if you want to use all the sequence. So let's modulate a really simple low-pass filter with two notes for hearing what we just draw. So let's assign sequence 1 to the cutoff of this filter, and let's hear it. We can draw whenever we want. As you can see, sometimes you see the steps just run under. You need to be careful because when you see it, it's just the first 16 steps, so it's more something like that we play. It's not showing all the waveform playing during this sequence. As you can see here. Remember, you can change the resolution if you want to play this faster. Or slower. Alright, let's draw a really simple one. Alright, so another thing you can do is assign this drawing shape to an LFO. So first, let's use LFO1, go into modulation, and here you can use the Control A for using the drawing you just do for replace the waveform of the LFO. So let's see the LFO waveform on the very simple oscilloscope I have here by go in CV out, LFO1, just put the quantity at the maximum, and as you can see here, we now have the triangle LFO. So let's assign this LFO the waveform we just draw by put 1 here, the sequence 1. And as you can see now, the LFO play the sequence 1 we just draw. Let's change drawing, and as you can see, you can use now this modulation you just draw as LFO, and it changed many things because you can really easy change the rate. Let's assign this LFO to the cutoff of the bandpass for hearing the result. LFO1. As you can see on the second page, you have a Control B, so if you want you can select another drawing waveform or sequence you have done here, and with a wave switch between the two or morph between the two modulation sequence you have drawn. But for now, let's stick with only one and see how the curve parameter influence the drawing waveform. So let's draw a really simple thing like a triangle LFO. And here's the result. So, now with the curve parameter of the LFO, you can, how I explain that, you can screw or warp the waveform, and you can modulate that, so it's really, really interesting. Let's see how it changes when we change the curve parameter. Alright? For those who already have used the Xaos Zadar, it can remember use a warping waveform option. And this is really nice because now we can build some really, really complex modulation. So let's try with more complex ones than a triangle. And change the curve. A sample like that, so now you can draw any modulation you want on the screen on the Gotharman LD3, and that's just crazy.